Good evening and welcome to Mastermind with me, Jennifer Byrne. Tonight, 4 new contenders will face a test of both memory and nerves. And here they come. Our first contender tonight is Juan Mani. His specialist subject is Australian rock music. Next, Anirudh Joshi will be answering questions on Japanese bullet trains. Third, Daniel Fleming, who studied up on the US civil rights movement. And our final contender is Ronell Adams, who'll be asked questions about World Heritage Sites. 4 new contenders have spent weeks studying up on 4 fascinating specialist subjects. They will sit in the famous black chair for 2 minutes of questions on those specialist subjects, then 90 seconds on general knowledge. On Friday, each winner from this week will compete in our weekly final, and then it's just 1 step away from the semi-finals and eventually the crowning glory of being declared Australia's mastermind. So let's get started. Will the first contender join me, please? Your name?
Juan Mani.
Your occupation?
Police officer.
And your specialist subject?
Australian rock music, 1975 to 1985.
Golden period?
Golden age.
Any great concerts you can't forget?
Cold Chisel when they finished with Georgia on My Mind, the old Hoagie Carmichael song.
That's fantastic. Now, you ready?
As best as I can be.
Your 2 minutes start now. Andrew on keyboards, John on drums and Tim on guitar were 3 of the 6 founding members of the Farris brothers who had adopted which new name by 1980?
In Excess.
Yes, following the sudden and tragic death of Bon Scott in February 1980, which former singer with the band Geordie was recruited to be AC/DC's new lead vocalist?
Brian Johnson.
Yes. Reaching number 8 on the Australian charts and featured on the soundtrack album to the film Monkey Grip, which song became Divinal's debut single in September 1981?
Boys in Town.
Correct. As his band Flowers broke up, Iber Davies had to find a new name due to legal restrictions. With a revised lineup, the band became known by what name?
Icehouse.
Yes. Originally a bass guitarist, playing with hard rockers Kevin Borich Express and then Mondo Rock, in 1982, who founded a covers band called the Party Boys?
Paul Christie.
Yes. In February 1983, the Stop the Drop nuclear disarmament concert held in Melbourne was headlined and organised with the assistance of which band?
Midnight Oil.
Correct. In 1975, the first episode of the TV show Countdown, that was broadcast in colour, featured a performance of the song Horror Movie by which band?
Skyhooks.
Yes, released to little interest in Australia, the 1976 single I'm Stranded was highly regarded in the UK and led to which band being signed by EMI?
The Saints.
Yes. Playing to an aggregate of almost 60,000 fans over the Australian Day weekends of 1983 and 1984, what festival, despite its name, was held in nearby Somersby?
Narara.
Yes. First finding fame as lead singer of hard rock band Rose Tattoo, who played the part of Iron Bar Bassie in the 1985 film Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome?
Gary Angry Anderson.
That's correct. To avoid confusion with an American glam rock act called Angel, when the Australian band The Angels toured the US in 1980, they were billed under what other 2-word name?
Angel City.
Correct. In 1983, Men at Work were the first Australian band to simultaneously top the singles and album charts in both the UK and US. The single... I've started, so I'll finish. The single was Down Under. What was the album's title?
Business as Usual.
Correct. You have got no passes, 12 correct answers. Would you like proudly to return to your seat?
Thank you.
And our second contender, please. Your name?
Anirudh Joshi.
Occupation?
IT professional.
And your specialist subject?
Japanese bullet trains.
I believe you have parlayed with the Indian mastermind. Was Japanese bullet trains your special subject then?
No, it wasn't. It was Formula One.
Well, we're ready to go. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now. The first Japanese bullet train service was launched on the 1st of October 1964 in the presence of world media who were in Japan for which major event?
The 1964 Olympics.
Correct. Japan's high-speed rail network, the Shinkansen, is one of the world's busiest. What is the literal meaning in English of the word Shinkansen?
New trunk line.
Correct. The Shinkansen line connecting Tokyo to Osaka is named for what historical route that linked the former capital Kyoto with today's capital Tokyo?
Tokaido.
Correct. Already under construction but prioritised for the 1998 Winter Olympic Games, a high-speed bullet train link was completed between Tokyo and which mountainous host city?
Nagano.
Correct. In order to showcase the newly installed Shinkansen to the world's media, some events of the 1964 Olympics were held at which city some 500 kilometres from Tokyo?
Osaka.
Yes. Referencing a colour, what is the nickname for any of the trains regularly used to inspect the rails, cables and signals along the Shinkansen network?
Dr. Yellow.
Yes. Running with a top speed of 270 kilometres an hour and first starting in March 1992, what service with a name meaning hope is the fastest of the services on the Tokaido and Sanyo lines?
Nozomi.
That's correct. Most bullet train names are decided by public voting, including the train services Assam and Tanigawa, that take their names from which Japanese geographical features?
They take their names from volcanoes or mountains.
Correct. With a plaque honouring him at Tokyo Station, which president of the Japanese National Railways overcame significant political opposition and is considered the creator of the first bullet train?
Shinji Sogo.
Correct. With research starting in 1962 leading to trials of the ML100 in 1972, what train transportation technology will the Chuo Shinkansen use when it is finally operational in 2027?
Maglev or magnetic levitation.
Yes. The Shinkansen link to Hokkaido that will eventually extend to Sapporo required the building of dual-gauge tracks in which tunnel? The world's longest with an undersea segment.
Seikan Tunnel.
Correct. Well, another remarkable score. Not a pass. Points accumulated, 11. Would you like to return to your seat? Our next contender, please. Your name,
Daniel Fleming,
your occupation,
historian,
and your specialist subject.
the US Civil Rights Movement, 1954 to 1968.
Very interesting. Did someone introduce you to this?
I was always interested in history at school and that sort of fired my interest.
Fantastic. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now. In an early civil rights milestone on the 1st of December 1955, an African-American woman refused to give up her seat on a segregated Montgomery bus. What was the woman's name?
Rosa Parks.
Yes. Incorporating elements of earlier speeches, in August 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech from the steps of what Washington, D.C. monument?
The Lincoln Memorial.
Yes. Following protests and on-campus riots, James Meredith received military protection when he became the first African-American student to attend which Southern university?
University of Mississippi.
That's right. In 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated by Nation of Islam members following his split from the group. Which Nation of Islam leader did Malcolm believe had fathered children out of wedlock?
Elijah Muhammad.
That's right. Mass protests and brutality over racial segregation dominated the quadricentennial celebrations of which city? Also home to the Monson Motor Lodge, where Martin Luther King Jr. was arrested.
Detroit.
St. Augustine. Featuring Martin Luther King Jr.'s 1963 address on race and his American dream, which now legendary Detroit record company released the Great March to Freedom.
Motown Records.
Yes. Malcolm X's split with the Nation of Islam saw boxing champion Muhammad Ali snub his former mentor outside the Ambassador Hotel in 1964. In which country did this incident occur?
United States.
In Ghana. Martin Luther King Jr. was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in December 1964 for his non-violent struggle for civil rights. In which European city did he receive this award?
Oslo.
Yes. Executive Director of the NAACP since 1955, which prominent civil rights figure was arrested in May 1963 after joining picketers outside a Woolworths store in Jackson?
Pass.
In the first ever half-hour instalment of CBS Evening News, President JFK said civil rights had cost him in the southern states, I've started so I'll finish, had cost him in the southern states during an exclusive interview with which news anchor?
Walter Cronkite.
That is correct. Well, just one pass. The man who joined the picketers outside a Woolworths store in Jackson was Roy Wilkins, but you got 7 correct. Well done. Thank you very much. Well, we've covered some fascinating topics so far. After the break, let's see if Ronelle can impress with her knowledge of World Heritage Sites. Stay with us. Welcome back to Mastermind. It's time for our 4th contender, Ronelle, to withstand the pressure of the spotlight. Let's continue. Our final contender, please. Your name?
Ronelle Adams.
Occupation?
I'm retired.
Specialist subject?
It's World Heritage Sites.
Ah, and have you been to as many as possible?
I've been to a few.
Yeah.
I have a general interest in travel, so it seemed an obvious choice.
Wonderful. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time, Ronelle, starts now. What organisation designates a World Heritage Site as having outstanding universal value?
UNESCO. Oh, sorry.
Under the Convention Concerning the Protection of the World Cultural and Natural Heritage.
UNESCO.
Correct. Consisting of 34 monasteries and temples excavated from basaltic cliffs, with sanctuaries devoted to Buddhism, Hinduism and Jainism. The Ellora Caves are in which country?
China.
Incorrect. India. The town of Ecolano, now lying over part of the site, which ancient city of 4,000 to 5,000 inhabitants, 8 kilometres southeast of Naples, was destroyed by the Mount Vesuvius eruption.
Pompeii.
Herculaneum. One of the few major pre-Columbian ruins found nearly intact, the site of ancient Incan ruins Machu Picchu, is found about 80 kilometres from Cuzco, in which country?
In Peru.
Yes. In 2015, ISIS fighters destroyed and defaced significant portions of some ancient cities. In which Syrian city did they blow up the Temple of Baal Shaman and Temple of Bel?
Pass.
In the Chihuahuan Desert in southeastern New Mexico, near the base of the Guadalupe Mountains, is what national park containing over 80 caves, including Lechagilla Cave?
Pass.
Designated a World Heritage Site in 1992, the largest sand island in the world at about 120 kilometres in length off the southeast coast of Queensland is what island?
Fraser Island.
Yes. What ruined ancient city in Yucatan derives its name from the word for its 2 natural sinkholes, along with the name of the Mayan tribe that settled there?
Pass.
The Galapagos Islands and Yellowstone National Park were among the sites inscribed to the list in 1978, its inaugural year. How many sites in total were inscribed that year?
14.
12. Located near the industrial town of Auschwitz in a part of Poland annexed by Germany at the beginning of World War II, what concentration camp, I've started so I'll finish, what concentration camp was Nazi Germany's largest?
Auschwitz.
That is correct, Ronelle.
Thank you.
So 3 passes, Ronelle. The ruined city in Yucatan was Chichen Itza. The Chihuahuan Desert National Park was Carlsberg Caverns, is its name, and it was Palmyra that the ISIS fighters destroyed. Nonetheless, 4 points in total. Please return to your seat.
Thank you.
So that brings us to the end of the specialist subject round. Let's have a look at all the scores. In 4th place, on 4 points, is Ronelle. In 3rd place, on 7 points, is Daniel. In 2nd place, with 11 points, is Annie. But in the lead, at the moment, on 12 points, is Juan. Just 1 point ahead. Great show, everybody. It's now time for the all-important general knowledge round. How many random facts can the contenders' brains hold? They have 90 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. If there is a tie at the end of this round, the person with the fewest number of overall passes will be tonight's winner. Let us begin and ask Ronelle to join us again, please. Now we're starting on 4 points, Ronelle. Are you ready?
Think so.
Your round starts now. In 1988, which sportswear brand used its now famous slogan, "Just do it," for the first time?
Nike.
Yes, although the character was supposed to be male, Terry, a female Ken Terrier, starred in which 1939 movie alongside Judy Garland?
Pass.
Which 70-metre-long medieval tapestry depicts the Norman conquest of England in 1066?
Pass.
Which American state lends its name to a breed of longhorn cattle famed for their horns that can extend to more than 2.5 metres?
Oklahoma.
Texas. Famous for dismissing Don Bradman for a duck in 1931, the statue of which Indigenous cricketer stands at Brisbane's Allan Border Field?
Pass.
Which 6'5" fictional investigator created by author Lee Child is played in 2 films by actor Tom Cruise, who is reportedly 5'7"? An authentic Paloma cocktail should be made using which distilled beverage that originated in Latin America?
Vodka.
Tequila.
Tequila. Sorry, I should have known that. Oh, dear.
The national flag of Greece has 9 horizontal stripes that alternate between which 2 colours?
Blue and white.
Yes. A person who suffers from ophidiophobia has an irrational fear of what type of reptile?
Snakes.
Yes, that is correct. You had 4 passes. It was The Wizard of Oz, the Judy Garland movie, the Bayeux Tapestry, set in 1066. Eddie Gilbert was the Indigenous cricketer who got out Don Bradman. And Lee Child's chief character, played by Tom Cruise, is Jack Reacher. You did, however, get 3 points correct to a total of 7. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jen.
And now, can we have Daniel again, please? You, Daniel, are starting on 7 points. Are you ready for your general knowledge?
Yes.
Your time starts now. The largest alpine lake in Europe, Lake Geneva, is located in France and which other country?
Switzerland.
Yes. The title character in a 1994 animated Disney film, Simba, is the Swahili word for what animal?
Pass.
Known as Australia's Kaftan Queen, what is the surname of the Sydney fashion designer who founded the Camilla brand?
Pass.
Which television hospital drama series was created by novelist Michael Crichton and co-starred George Clooney?
ER.
Yes. Born in 1875, who was the Swiss psychiatrist who famously disagreed with Sigmund Freud and founded analytic psychology?
Jung.
Correct. According to European myth and folklore, a vampire is said to primarily feed upon what substance?
Blood.
Yes. At the opening of every standard game of chess, how many pieces in total does each player have under their command?
16.
Yes. In cricket, what term is used to describe a tail-end batsman sent in near the close of play to preserve the senior batsman for the next day?
Night watchman.
Yes. A semi-autonomous region of Tanzania, on which island was singer Freddie Mercury, born in 1946?
Pass.
Jodie Whittaker is the first female to play the title character of which British sci-fi TV series?
Doctor Who.
Yes. Created in France, Mornay sauce commonly consists of Gruyere cheese added to what basic white sauce?
Pass.
Nevie is the daughter and Clark... I've started, so I will finish. Nevie is the daughter and Clark Gayford is the partner of which world leader who took office in 2017?
Jacinda Ardern.
Yes, correct. And your time is up. Strong round there, Daniel. 4 passes. Simba is the Swahili word for lion. Camilla, her last name is Franks, the Kaftan Queen. Freddie Mercury was born in Zanzibar. And last one, the basic white sauce is bechamel. So you got 8 answers correct and a total of 15. Well done, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you. In a moment, our final 2 contenders, Ani and Juan, will complete their run for victory and a spot in the weekly final. We will be right back. Welcome back to Mastermind, where our final 2 contenders, Ani and Juan, are about to call on their general knowledge for their chance at glory. The current overall score to beat is 15. And joining us now is the second highest scoring contender, Ani. Starting on 11 points, Ani, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go. A member of the Commonwealth and located in the Southern Hemisphere, Wellington is the capital of which country?
New Zealand.
Yes. The 2010 Disney film Tangled is based on which fairy tale by the brothers Grimm that features a long-haired girl trapped in a tower?
Rapunzel.
Yes. What multinational technology company was founded as the Computer Tabulating Recording Company and then renamed in 1924?
IBM.
Yes. The juice of which fruit is traditionally added to triple sec and tequila to make a margarita?
Orange.
Lime. In collaboration with SBS, the national Indigenous TV channel NITV was launched on Australian free-to-air television in what year?
1989.
2012. Widely believed to depict the aftermath of a quarrel with French artist Paul Gauguin, the painting Self-Portrait with a Bandaged Ear was painted by whom?
Vincent van Gogh.
Yes. Europe's longest river, the Volga, runs through western Russia and empties into what large inland body of water?
Caspian Sea.
Correct. At the 2016 Olympic Games, which Jamaican athlete won his third consecutive 100-metre Olympic gold medal?
Usain Bolt.
Yes. From the Latin for small reed, what name is given to a thin tube inserted into a vein or body cavity to administer medication or drain fluid?
Syringe.
Cannula. Set in America's Deep South and published in 1982, what colour features in the title of Alice Walker's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel?
Purple.
Yes. Which popular sci-fi TV series that first aired in 1966... I've started, so I'll finish. Which popular sci-fi TV series that first aired in 1966 features the main characters Mr. Spock and Captain Kirk?
Star Trek, the original.
That is correct, Arnie. And another very strong round, Arnie. No passes, 8 correct, bringing you to a total of 19 points. Bravo. And finally, one, our highest scoring contender. Please join us. You are on 12 points. Are you ready?
As ever I will be.
Your time starts now. Sharing no land borders with the contiguous United States is Alaska. And which other US state?
Hawaii.
Correct. What is the name of the thin-walled, bowl-shaped frying pan typically used in Chinese cooking?
Wok.
Yes. In the original genus edition of Trivial Pursuit, what colour wedges go with the history category?
Brown.
Yellow. In Kenneth Graham's The Wind in the Willows, which amphibian is friends with Ratty, Badger and Mole?
Toad.
Yes. Which Swedish chemist and businessman famously patented the explosive called dynamite in 1867?
Nobel.
Yes. In the 1977 film Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, which actor plays the character Han Solo?
Harrison Ford.
Yes. The Atacama Desert, one of the driest places in the world, is located in which South American country?
Chile.
Yes. Originally broadcast in the Netherlands, which reality TV show was named after an omnipresent character in George Orwell's novel 1984?
Big Brother.
Yes. Named after the Spanish word for basket, which rummy-like card game originated in Uruguay and Argentina?
Pass.
Held annually between rowing crews from Oxford and Cambridge universities, the boat race takes place on which British river?
Thames.
Yes. Derived from early 17th century Latin, the adjective vulpine refers to which animal? You may answer.
Vulpine.
Vulpine.
Wolf.
Incorrect. The answer is fox. OK, so just the one pass. One, the rummy-like game originating in Uruguay and in Argentina was canasta. And you have 8 points correct, bringing you to a combined total of 20. Well done. And that is the end of our general knowledge round. So let us have a look at the scores. In 4th place on 7 points is Ronelle. 3rd place with 15, Daniel. 2nd with 19 is Arnie, and just pipping Arnie is 1. In 1st place with 20 points. You are tonight's mastermind. Well done.
Thank you.
A sterling effort. tonight from all our contenders, but of course a big special congratulations goes to our winner. And we will see you again on Friday night for our weekly final. And that is our show for tonight, a corker show. Thank you very much for your company and for playing along at home. Join us again tomorrow night on Mastermind for 4 new contenders, 4 new fascinating specialist subjects. And I am Jennifer Byrne. Good night.